Welcome back to The Deep Dive. Wow, the sources this week, they paint a picture of tech moving incredibly fast. Almost dizzying, actually.
Yeah, it feels like fundamental shifts are happening.
Yeah.
Not just in markets, but in like basic physics concepts and even where we're putting our data centers.
Exactly. We're seeing these huge valuations, like $500 billion for AI companies.
And then machines that, well, just refuse to break when you hit them.
Plus, big companies like Apple totally rethinking their strategies on the fly. It's a lot.
It really is chaotic. So our mission today, as always, is to be your shortcut through all this.
Right. We want to get past just the headlines, the feature lists, and really distill what it all means.
How this AI power is genuinely rewriting the rules for making media for finance.
And why some of our biggest, most ambitious building projects are literally moving off planet.
Okay, so where should we start? OpenAI seems like the epicenter of a lot of this chaos right now.
Definitely. Their new video generator, 42, it looks amazing technically, but the real story is maybe the money behind it and the IP headaches it's causing, like, instantly.
Yeah, the thing about 42, which you need to grasp, is it's not just making slick videos. It seems to actually understand physics.
How so? Like objects behaving correctly?
Exactly. Stuff interacts naturally, things bounce, they fall, they don't just, teleport around randomly. They stay solid.
Okay, that makes it a real challenger to Google's Veo 3 then.
Oh, absolutely. It feels like they just closed that tech gap almost overnight. Serious competition.
And it does sound, too, like full audio.
Yep, high-quality sound, speech, sound effects, background noise. It all feels really integrated, grounded.
And the sources mentioned it's good across different styles, even surprisingly anime.
Excels with anime, apparently.
Yeah.
But also realistic, cinematic.
Yeah.
It seems pretty versatile.
But the really disruptive part, the thing that's causing waves, is the cloning feature, right?
That's the one. You feed it just a short clip of a person, an animal, whatever.
Right. And it nails their appearance, their voice.
Exactly. And then you can just drop them into any scene it generates. Instantly.
And people immediately started testing the limits, didn't they? I saw that clip.
Ah, the Sam Altman one.
Yeah.
Reportedly stealing video cards.
Yeah. I mean, whether it's real footage or not isn't the point. It's that the tool can do that, and someone did it almost immediately.
And that perfectly illustrates the speed,
Yeah.
right? And it drives straight into the IP conflict.
Because the model must be copying its training data pretty closely.
Clearly. I mean, people generated detailed Cyberpunk 2077 gameplay footage. That's specific IP.
So what's OpenAI's policy? Is it just generate whatever?
Kind of. Their new stance seems to be generate anything unless it's explicitly forbidden.
Okay, so Sonic the Hedgehog is fine. Kirby, Tony Soprano.
Apparently, yes. Those been generated successfully, but
Not Disney?
no Darth Vader, no Mickey Mouse. Disney seems to have put their foot down immediately.
Huh. Tells you who has the real legal muscle in this new generative world, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And to help people consume all this stuff, they launched an app, a Ma.
Right, an iOS app. Basically like a TikTok, but just for these short AI-generated clips.
A TikTok for neural clips, yeah.
And the way you find content is different, too. Not the usual algorithms.
No, it uses language models, so you can just talk to your feed.
Like, tell it what you want.
Exactly. You can literally say, show me more high-speed anime chases with dogs, and it adapts based on your words, not just your clicks.
That's a big shift in how we interact with feeds.
It is.
Yeah.
And it all feeds back into the money, the financial reality here.
Okay, let's talk numbers. OpenAI doubled its revenue forecast.
To $12 billion this year. They have 5 million corporate users already. But the valuation, that's the headline.
The $500 billion number after recent stock sales.
$500 billion makes it the most expensive private company on Earth.
Just pause on that. $500 billion. For a company whose main asset is algorithms, software, IP.
And it just surpassed Elon Musk's SpaceX.
By $100 billion. SpaceX, which builds giant rockets and has massive physical infrastructure.
Right. It really shows where the market thinks the real future value creation is happening. It's in the AI.
Incredible. And their long-term goal, if they reach AGI.
$100 billion in annual revenue, which, for perspective, is about the GDP of Bulgaria.
Just staggering ambition. Okay, speaking of huge financial scales and Elon Musk.
Right, the man they just overtook in private valuation.
Yeah.
He also had a pretty monumental week financially.
He crossed a big threshold himself, didn't he?
He did. Officially became the world's first half-trillionaire. Net worth over $500 billion.
Driven by Tesla, SpaceX, and his AI venture, XAI.
Correct. But what's potentially coming next is even bigger.
The Tesla compensation package?
Yeah, the board's proposing this package tied to him staying CEO for another 10 years. It could be worth almost $1 trillion.
$1 trillion for one person. If that gets approved in November.
He could become the world's first actual dollar trillionaire.
That kind of wealth isn't just money, it's power. Real-world influence.
And we saw a very direct example of that influence in the market just this week, tied to a controversy he sparked.
You mean his call to cancel Netflix?
Exactly. Now, just reporting this impartially. The context was Musk accusing Netflix of pushing, quote, transgender ideology based on some shows with LGBTQ characters.
And that call got picked up.
Oh, yeah. Amplified widely by right-wing politicians and influencers, particularly in the U.S.
And the market reacted.
Instantly. Our sources show Netflix stock dropped by about $15 billion directly because of that campaign.
Wow, $15 billion. That's a stark reminder of how one person's digital voice can have massive, immediate economic consequences.
Absolutely. And sort of alongside that, almost as a side note, he also announced GrokiPedia.
Ah, yes, his plan for a better version of Wikipedia.
Details are still pretty scarce on how that would actually work, but it was announced.
Okay, let's shift gears from financial and digital power to physical power, robotics, because there were some wild developments there too.
Wild is the right word, especially around resilience. How do you even damage these things anymore?
You're talking about the Unitree Robotics G1, that video.
Yeah, the stress tests. They call it anti-gravity mode, but really it just looks like they're trying to beat the robot up.
Kicking it, knocking it over, tumbling it.
And it just pops right back up instantly.
How does it do that? Gyroscopes and software.
Millisecond algorithmic corrections, yeah.
Yeah.
Using gyroscopes in its own posture algorithms, it's an incredible display of stability under attack.
But that's just one robot staying upright. The skilled AI development sounds even more fundamental.
Right, that's the leap. It's not just about surviving a kick. Skilled AI built a single, universal AI brain.
Universal meaning it works on different types of robots.
Exactly. They tested it in a simulation with 100,000 different robot bodies.
And subjected them to. What did the source call it?
Sadism. Basically, digitally severing limbs, blocking joints, causing massive internal damage within the simulation.
Okay. And what happened?
Well, the AI brain, over what they figure was about a millennium of virtual training time.
1,000 years of simulated experience.
Yeah. It learned a universal movement strategy. It's not specific to any one robot body.
So what does that mean in practice?
It means any robot running this brain can instantly figure out how to move functionally again within seconds, no matter what limbs got destroyed or damaged.
Whoa. Okay, the implication there is huge, especially if you think about, say, future military applications or conflict.
It's stark. Simply blowing the legs off these things, it's going to be useless. The central brain just adapts on the fly.
That adaptability, that instant learning from the core intelligence, that's a game changer. Okay, switching to consumer tech. Apple seems to be learning its own lesson about adaptability, or maybe market reality.
That seems to be the case with the Vision Pro strategy shift, yeah.
So the reporting suggests they've frozen development on the cheaper Vision Pro, the one codenamed N1.
That's the word. Apparently, the feeling inside Apple is that the original Vision Pro, while technically amazing, kind of failed in the market because it was just too much, over-engineered.
So what's the new focus then, if not the big headset?
Lightweight, discreet, smart glasses. That's the pivot.
Okay, so they're fast-tracking two concepts.
Right. First is the N50. This one might not even have a display initially. It'd pair with your iPhone, focus on audio, voice control. Maybe announced next year, release 2027.
And the second one?
An accelerated version that does have a built-in screen that was maybe originally planned for 2028, but they might be pushing it up.
And what features are key for these glasses?
New chips focused on AI and voicer. They're promising an updated Siri maybe as soon as March. Plus health sensors, little speakers for music, cameras.
So less about immersive mixed reality, more about subtle, helpful information and interaction.
Exactly. Moving away from the big, heavy headset towards something you could actually wear comfortably for extended periods. More accessible.
Interesting. We also saw some clever design thinking in audio this week. CMF, that's Nothing sub-brand.
Yeah, they released the Headphone Pro.
Huh?
And the price is pretty striking, just $99.
Challenging the big flagship headphones. But the standout feature wasn't digital, it was mechanical, right?
The energy slider. It's brilliant because it's so simple. A physical slider right on the ear cup.
Slide it one way for more bass, the other for more treble.
Yep. Instant EQ adjustment, no fiddling with an app, plus a mechanical volume wheel, too. People like tactile controls.
And the battery life is nuts.
Phenomenal. 100 hours with noise canceling off. Even with their adaptive ANC on, it's 50 hours.
Which compares how to others?
Well, Sony's flagships are usually around 30, maybe 40 hours with ANC, so CMF is way ahead there.
And then Nothing's Own Ear 3 earbuds had a weird but kind of smart feature?
The Super MI, yeah. They built extra microphones directly into the charging case.
Into the case. Why?
So the case itself becomes like a portable lapel mic. You can clip it to your shirt for recording video, for example.
Ah, because the mics in tiny earbuds often aren't great for voice recording.
Exactly. This gives you much better audio quality for TikToks, vlogging, whatever, capitalizing on that creator trend.
Does it work seamlessly?
There were some initial notes about compatibility. Works best inside cold. Nothing's own ecosystem, or with specific third-party apps like Blackmagic right now. But still, it's clever hardware thinking about how people actually use these things.
Smart. Okay, before we move to the really big infrastructure stuff, we have to give a nod to Google Japan.
Their annual October madness, it's always something bizarre.
14th year running, this time, the Gboard dial. A rotary phone keyboard concept.
A rotary keyboard. With a triple disk structure they claimed could theoretically triple typing speed.
And eliminate accidental presses. It's a joke, obviously, but they actually put the blueprints up on GitHub.
You gotta admire the commitment to the bit.
Okay, from rotary jokes to things that are definitely not jokes. Infrastructure. Where's all this AI power actually going to live?
Yeah, the physical footprint is becoming a huge issue. Let's start on the ground, though, in Australia.
The giant spider robot. Charlotte.
That's the one. It can 3D print a 200 square meter house in 24 hours.
Using what? Special materials?
Nope, just local stuff. Sand, soil, even construction waste. It's sustainable and incredibly fast.
And the reason they're developing this isn't just for Earth, right?
Explicitly, the long-term goal mentioned is applying this tech to build future lunar bases. Self-sufficient construction on the moon.
Which connects directly to the why behind moving infrastructure off-world, doesn't it? The AI power crisis.
It's critical. AI servers, especially for training these massive models, they just consume insane amounts of electricity.
What are the projections looking like?
Power consumption for AI is set to increase 165% by 2030. By 2028, data centers in the U.S. alone could be eating up 12% of the entire country's electricity.
12%?
Yeah.
We don't have enough power or space on Earth for where this is heading.
We really don't.
Yeah.
Which leads to the seemingly sci-fi solution, leaving Earth.
Orbital data centers.
Exactly. And we're seeing serious money flowing into this. Big names like Jeff Bezos, Eric Schmidt, they're investing.
What are the actual projects looking like? Any examples?
There are startups already working on it. StarCloud wants to put NVIDIA chips on satellites. Lodestar actually tried to send a mini data center to the moon recently, though that first attempt failed.
So why orbit? What's the appeal besides escaping Earth's power grid?
Well, a few things. Zero regulation, for one. Unlimited cold vacuum for cooling, which is a huge cost on Earth. And no neighbors complaining about the noise or the power draw.
Makes sense, but the downsides must be huge, too.
Oh, yeah. Radiation is a massive problem for sensitive electronics in space.
Yeah.
And repairs. Forget about just calling a technician. Logistics are incredibly complex and expensive.
Yet the fact that serious players are investing suggests they think bypassing Earth's limits is worth the astronomical cost and risk.
It seems so. Circumventing regulations, securing near-limitless power, those are powerful motivators for these tech giants.
And this isn't just theoretical anymore, right? There are already consequences to putting more stuff up there.
We saw that anecdote recently. A commercial imaging satellite from Maxar was trying to take a picture of a Chinese airfield.
And a Starlink satellite just flew right through the shot, photobombed it.
Yep. Accidentally photobombed a sensitive location image.
So if you add potentially thousands more satellites for SpaceX's network, plus these orbiting data centers,
the final implication is pretty clear. Just getting a clean picture of Earth from space might actually become difficult pretty soon because of all the traffic. Orbital congestion is becoming a real thing.
Okay, that really brings us full circle. We started with this immense algorithmic power, right? OpenAI hitting a $500 billion valuation, pushing creative and IP boundaries.
And that very power demands such enormous physical infrastructure.
That we're forced to engineer robots that can instantly adapt to being broken.
And literally push our data centers off the planet into orbit.
This collection of sources, looked at together, It really hammers home that the pace isn't just fast, it's accelerating across the board.
Yeah, the boundaries are blurring faster than, frankly, our ability to manage them, whether that's regulation or just terrestrial capacity.
We've got AI robot brains learning universal damage adaptation from millennia of virtual training.
While major corporations are planning high-value assets outside Earth's atmosphere, partly to get cheap power, partly to sidestep rules.
So here's the final thought we want to leave you with, something to maybe chew on.
If these pure AI models, these algorithms, are now being valued higher than companies building massive physical things like rockets,
And if the old physical limits on robotics, like breaking a limb stops it, are effectively being erased by this kind of AI training.
then what constraints are actually left on AI development? And maybe more urgently, how fast do our rules, our governance structures need to evolve to even keep up with its physical footprint, both down here and increasingly up there in orbit?